Okay, so good afternoon all. We'll start now. In the last lecture, we have gone through the different things related to the Excel sheet, MS Excel, or you can say spreadsheet software. And what are the different mathematical functions related to it. So we'll see the other functions as well. So if we just go ahead, the different functions. So we'll start with this sum function. So this function is used to add all the values within a cell range. Suppose syntax is sum and then cell address colon cell address. So likewise, example, suppose C1 to C3, and you have this. If you just add, you will get it equals to 15. So we'll just check. Suppose this is something Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet, you have the name, you have the different parameters, and in that parameters, you want to make the sum of working hours. So sum of the working hours you want to make. So what will you do? You can just simply click equals to. Once you click equals to, just like here, you will be able to know the different options if you just enter SUM. Then there are sum if, sum product. So likewise, this is the sum if, and then sum product. Likewise, you want only sum SUM, and then give the that particularly parenthesis in it. And once you give the parenthesis, you can just select from this, say from 5 to this 5. If you just select and press enter, you will get the sum. So likewise, if I just go for the Excel sheet. So suppose I make it here A, then B, C, D, E, or I can make it again A, B, likewise. And if I give here, say any values here, 100, 120, what I'm doing, I'm just simply putting the values, pressing enter. Just put the values, press enter. So likewise, I'm just, these are certain values. So these are the values and related to this. Any say B, C, D, E, B, just I don't anything. So I can give the borders to it. Just go to this option, give this all border command. And once you give that, this border will be there. So that's how the borders will be assigned. So now you want to give the, you want to make the addition of this. So what you can, as you are already seen, so you can just, first of all, put here equals to. Now, once you put here equals to, go to SUM. So either you can go ahead with this method. This is the first method. Then click on this first one, sum, and then with the mouse, you can just simply click and drag this and press. You can see that this part has been selected. You can see even here, you can see in this formula bar as well, what part is selected. The part is selected from of column number B and row number 1 to column number B, row number 7. So B1 to B7 has been selected. So either you can give the parenthesis to close it, or you can directly make the enter, and this is how this particularly sum will be there. So you want to make this sum, or you want to highlight this. So you can just simply go to this font color, to this font color, red color will be there, and that's how it is the sum. So there is other option as well. I'll just delete this. You can just simply go to this option. Auto sum is there. You can click here, auto sum, and then just click on sum. So it will automatically select. This automatically gets selected. And then press enter. So that's how you will get the same thing. So you can just go to this auto sum, click on this downward arrow, you will get here sum, and then click on, you don't need to press equals to and don't need to write SUM. You have to just simply go ahead with by clicking here and type here SUM. So this is how the sum of all those values can be done there. So we'll move back to the our PPT. So once you've done that, this is okay. Now you want to know where with this sum if. So sum if is also there. So if you just want to word with the sum if option, suppose there is a criteria, okay. So likewise there would be the range, there would be criteria, and there would be sum range. So if you just go ahead with that demonstration, now I can put here equals to, type here SUM. Now you want to go ahead with sum if. So I can just click on sum if, double click on it. Now this shows here, what it shows here, it is range, then criteria, and then sum range. So range you will have to give, say, suppose this is A, B, C, D, E, A, B. Out of that, you want to give, or you want to make the addition of only B part. So what you can do, you can just simply select this, then put comma here, and then criteria. As we have seen, the criteria is to be given. So how to give the criteria here? So criteria would be equals to, give here double quote, equals to, say B, then double quote complete, and give the range. Range, again sum range. So sum range would be here, and mark here equals to. So what it has done, it has give only the sum of B part. So sum of B part, even you can do it here equals to B for this, click here, plus D. So likewise, this can be done. So though now here there are only 7 entries, but suppose if you have the entries nearby 100, 150, 200, and likewise many entries are there. So in that case, this sum option, suppose this kind of command if you need, in that case, this sum if, would be very important parameter. So if you just add, we get this 961. It is exactly the same thing. So what we have done here, I'll just repeat once again what I've done. Put here, I'll just repeat again, equals to sum if, okay, double click on that. Then there's a range. So you can just click on here, click on this, then comma, give double quote, then equals to what you want to make the sum. So suppose you want earlier we are done for B, I can make it for A here now. Double quote complete, and then again comma, and then you can give this sum range. So once you do that, you do the press enter. Now here you will get here 345. So 345 is something addition of, this is nothing but the addition of only A part. So A part is this plus this one. So that's how you will get the addition. So that's how sum if can be used. Now we'll go ahead with the next part, average. So for this, what you have to do, this average, syntax is average, then cell address, colon, cell address. So it will automatically give you the average of those numbers. So suppose if I go here to the Excel sheet, so now you want to make the average. So what you will do, this was sum, put here equals to, type here average, and double click on this. Now you can just simply select this and press enter. Once you press enter, you will get the average of it. So again, the second method is to go ahead with, go to this auto sum option. Go to this auto sum option. This is, click on here and click on average. So automatically it has just selected only this part. If we can select this one from first row to last row and then press enter. So this is how you will get the average. So I can just simply give it different color, say green color. And you want to know what exactly is this. This is the sum. So you can click here, type your sum, and here it is the average. So if you just go to this formula bar, so in this formula bar, you will be able to see what formula we have used here. So that's the average, and in parentheses, this is B1 is to B7. Okay, so that can be done here. So now, same way, average if functions can be used, just like the sum if function. Instead of we have given or we have made the sum of B part or sum of A part, you can do the average of B part and average of A part the same way. Similarly, we can even count how many numbers are there. So that count is also possible with the help of this count function, count, and then parenthesis. In the parenthesis, you have to give here range. So just like here, you can even go to this auto sum and then you can click on count numbers. If you just click on count numbers, so this is by default, it has selected this one, but we want to count this part, so we will select here. So the same way, just like sum, average, the count, these functions are almost same. The same way you have to do and press enter. So that's how you know that the sum, sorry, this is the sum, this is average, and then count. So I can just simply write here count, and then you can give it the different color. So that's how this count option is possible. Now, even if you just select this part, as I said earlier itself, you just go to this part. Here, this is average, count, and sum. So if you select these values, so you'll be able to know the average, count, and sum. Same way, you can even go to this is the same option. You can click on here. This is the maximum. What is the maximum value out of this? So you can simply click max. Okay, I'll just select here and then select on max. So maximum value. Now, though this is automatically select this one, select the range and press enter. So this is out of this, what is the maximum value? Okay, this can be, this will be able to know. So I can do the different colors to it, color to it. Same way, you can even do the minimum one. So for minimum, you can go to auto sum option, click on MIN, take the range and press enter. So that's how, with the same thing, with you can go ahead with the calculation of sum, average, count, maximum value, minimum value. And this is the only range here, A to A, B, C, D, E, and then A, B. For this, these are certain values. So likewise, this can be done for any type of data. Okay, so again, there is a round option. Now in this round command, what you can do, you can just simply click on round, number, and then number of digits. So suppose if I just make here equals to is 841 divided by 120. So you got here 7.08333. Now this is many digits are there after decimal point. So you don't want this. There are too many digits. Now you want to make it round off. So either you can go ahead with the round command. So here itself, click round, then click on this number, comma, how many number of digits you want. Suppose you want only one. Press enter, you got only 7. If you want 2 digits, that is the after decimal point, you got 2 digits. So this that was 7.0 instead of 7.0, it has given only 7 earlier, and then 7.00, then the third digit is 8, it has automatically round up it. Or you can even click on this part, and then here it is decrease decimal or increase decimal option. So if you want to increase the decimal and if you want to decrease the decimal, so likewise this option can be used. So I'll just show you again. Go to this number part. Either you can increase it or decrease it by just simply clicking on here, or just simply click on here. So that's how rounding of any number is also possible. Then you have mod function. There's a number here, 8, divisor is 3, and you will get here mod, that is the number, comma divisor. For this function is the same function as we usually go with the calculation part, the calculation. Then integer as well. Suppose there is a decimal part, you don't want any kind of after decimal, you don't want any kind of digits, you just need only integer part. So you can even just click here int and that whatever decimal number is there. So if you just click on this formula bar here, this is the formula. So that's the formula bar where exactly which formula you have to just enter in your Excel sheet. So this is int. Int in parentheses you are written this one. Okay. Or even you can give the address, cell address. That is also possible. If you just look at here, mod, and then B1, that is this part, and B2 is this part. So that's how this formula for the mod function for the integer function you will get. Well, actually, already we are seeing this function, so I'm just skipping it. Some is average is, and then there is a if function as well. So suppose if you want to perform certain logical test, and there should be the value in terms of true or false, if, whatever the value should get printed. Suppose if someone scores above 70, then there should be the result as pass, otherwise it should give you the fail. So this kind of condition, how to give? So equals to, if this value is greater than 70, then you will say this is pass. This pass is written in this double quote. So this is the condition. This is the value if this is true. And then this is the value if this is false. So we'll get in terms of true and in terms of false. So either in terms of true or either in terms of false. And then more than one condition can also be tested by the different if functions as well. And even if functions can be combined with AND function or function as well. So that's the syntax. Equals to if logical test value is true and then value is false. So if we just go to this Excel sheet now, suppose I'll just write here again A B or instead A1 A2. Now I'll drag here up to A7. And now suppose there are the marks, say 80, 40, 60, 34, 35, 80, and 71. Now you want to know which one is pass or which one is fail. So what you will do, you will just click on here and press equals to sign, enter here if, double click on this logical test. For this you can select this and you will select greater than sign. Let us say greater than 60% criteria. Then comma. So what you want? You want, suppose this is more than 60, so you want it to be pass, otherwise fail. So what I have done, I have just simply given the condition, this, then greater than sign, 60, comma, in double quote, write down your pass if the value is true and fail if the value is false. So If I just press enter, the value is passed because it is more than 60. You can just simply drag here. So this is a very good option for this Excel sheet. If you just simply drag here, so it automatically check the condition for all the values. So if I just make it here 61, if suppose 84 is there, if I press 45, 47, it will automatically get selected. If I just press here 91, yes. So that's how this if function will work. Okay, so here we will stop. We'll see the other different commands in the next lecture. You can just type your name and roll number in the chat box and you can leave the meeting. Thank you.